Wilson, this is for you. You're probably looking at this many years from the time that I've recorded it. Today is February, I'm sorry, no, today is March 1st, 2013. You are a young lad of 2 years plus some months. I actually have some time today because you are off with your mother visiting Emo, your mom's older sister. And so I've got some time today, and so I thought I would record this video because it's something that I have been meaning to do for a long time, and I haven't been able to because I haven't had the time. You're looking at this video now, and you're probably saying to yourself, "Wow, Dad, you look so young." Because, like I said, this is something that you're going to be watching, way in the future. I don't know what's going to happen to me. Obviously, nobody really does. So, you may be getting this and watching this at some point after I'm gone. And that's people go. So, they're like planets, and the planets and the moons and the stars, and there's nothing lasts forever, and we sure don't. So you're going to be looking at this and you're going to be thinking, well, what does he have to tell me? And what I have to tell you, I've just got some things that I'd like to impart to you. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is a career as an artist. Now, I don't know if you're going to have a career as an artist or try to have a career as an artist. I think it's really important, if you do, that you are passionate about it and that you study your field. It's really important to be able to become the best artist that you can be, and that means going out and getting lots of schooling, going out and studying with people that are good and know what they're doing and can teach well. That's very important, because you can have somebody who's a wonderful artist, but they could be a terrible teacher, and that's not going to do you any good. One of the things that you need to look for if you are going to be an artist is you need to find a school that can help you. What I mean by help you is help you get a job. There's lots of different places that you can go to school. A lot of schools will take your money. The question that you have to think about is, are you going to be able to get work after you get out of school with the degree that you have? And a lot of that boils down to your teachers, but a lot of it also boils down to the people that you go to school with. It's very important that if you go to school, and I say if here because I don't know if you're going to be an artist, you may want to be an engineer. If you go to school and you study the arts, it's really, really important who you come up with. The people that you study with are going to give you a boost up. They are going to be the ones that are going to get jobs along with you, and they will tell you who's hiring. They'll introduce you to the people that you need to know, and that's the way that a lot of the arts is. It's very much of a who you know thing, and the people that can help you are going to be people who like you and are going to want to help you. And by the same token, when you get in a position of helping one of your classmates, you need to help them too, because all boats rise together, as the saying goes. But don't forget that, though. Your acquaintances can be as important as the people that you come up with. And the reason why is because your acquaintances know people that the people that you come up with don't. So if you get in a jam and you're trying to find some kind of connection, don't simply rely on the people that you went to school with and the people that you know well. Talk to the people that you don't know so well too, because they can help you out too. if you go to a school, or if you're looking at a school and the school doesn't really have any famous people or well-known people that have graduated from it, then you probably don't want to go. But look at the program, talk to teachers, and find out whether or not it's for you. A career in the arts is kind of an odd thing because, you know, artists have peaks and valleys in their careers, and you know, it mirrors life in a lot of ways, because, you know, there's peaks and valleys in life too. You can have a peak in your career and a valley in your life at the very same time, or you could have the opposite. You could have a peak in your life and a valley in your career. As much as I think that a career in the arts is important, it should never be all-consuming. It's not something that you should that should eat you from the inside out. It's something that you do because you love it and because you can't stop doing it. As you know, I've been a writer for many years, and there's been many times when I've thrown up my hands and said, okay, I'm done. This is finished. I'm finished, and I can't do this anymore because I get frustrated or whatever. But then eventually I go back to it because, you know, I can't stop. It's what I do, and it's how I communicate, and you know, it's what I enjoy doing. But it's not writing or death. You know, it's not like that. And the same thing, like whatever you're doing, whether you're going to be a dancer or an actor or a singer or whatever, it can't be that or death. Okay, it can't be like, well, I'm going to be a musician or I'm going to die. Okay, that's just ridiculous thinking. I do remember when I was in my really early 20s, I kind of felt like that, because I was this you know, sort of romantic. I saw myself anyway as being like this romantic, fatalistic person, and that's not the way to go. The thing that you need to do while you're studying for a career in the arts, if like I said, you do this, you need to find something else that you're interested in. Go out and, you know, find out something that you're interested in that can pay you good money. Like, oh, if you like helping people, then maybe you should go out and be a nurse, or maybe you should do some kind of social work, or, you know, do something that you like. But you're going to have to do this in tandem with the arts career. Don't do it well where you're putting everything into the arts career and then you're saying, oh, that's what we'll get to the other part later. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you leave yourself unfulfilled. Also, too, speaking of careers, it's really important that whatever you do, the job that you have, you've got to have some kind of pension after it's over. Now, see, that's the thing. That's the reason why I'm encouraging you not to, you know, just try to do a career in the arts, because then you waste a lot of years and a lot of time, and then you're going to go broke because you haven't saved, or because you're just kind of thinking that, oh, that's going to be, you know, that's a long time in the future. Let me tell you something, kid. The future is now. Okay, you could be 22 years old. Man, you take a breathe in, you take a breath in, you take a breath out, and then suddenly you're 50. There's a really interesting story, actually, from William Goldman, who wrote this. He's a very famous Hollywood screenwriter. He wrote this book called Adventures of the Screen Trade, and one of the stories that he has in there is he's talking about living in Hollywood. Right, and he says that when you live in Hollywood, it's everything goes by so quickly. He said that it's like you come home, you make yourself a drink, you go sit by the pool, and then you're 80. And life is really like that. Life goes by very quickly, and it's something that happens. Really, it passes before you even know it. So I encourage you to do the career track and the second career track, or the thing that you love track, side by side. Do it side by side. Do it working together, like that. Because that's going to be good for you. That's something that you want to do. So that when you come to the end of your life, you'll say, well, look, I have this pension. Well, look, I've got money. Well, look, I don't have to worry about this. Well, look, I can give money to my grandchildren. I can travel. I can do all these other things that I've always wanted to do. And you should do that. So I'm encouraging you to do that. Now, as far as the career in the arts goes, I think it's something that you have to think very seriously about. You've got to make the decision about. But I would never ever discourage you from doing that. I would never ever discourage you from doing that. The only thing that I would ever discourage you from doing, and this is not necessarily just about the career in the arts. The thing that I would discourage you the thing that I would discourage you about doing is getting in debt in order to try and fulfill the dreams that you may have. Let me tell you something about the banks. And you probably heard me say all this stuff, but this is something you can look back on later. So, something's flashing. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, not this. Let me tell you something about the banks. The banks are after your money, and that's all. And they'll get it any way they can. And as soon as they get it, they'll keep it, and they'll keep it away from you. So don't go into debt. You cannot go into debt. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to go into debt for like a house and a car. I mean, that's obvious. But don't get a credit card and start charging up things on the credit card, thinking that you're going to pay it off later. They make it so you can't. Okay, they just do. They make it so you can't, and it's tempting to think that you're going to be able to put all of your school fees on a credit card, or have this enormous bill when you get out of college or university that you're going to spend years paying off. I'm warning you, it's a trap. Don't do it. You've got to figure out how to make your education and fund your education in some way. But do not go into debt for it. Do not go into debt for it, because really you could go into debt for it, and you could be paying that seriously for the rest of your life. You've probably heard me tell this story too. In about 2006, I applied to the University of Chicago to their social work program. They have a very famous master's in social work, and I got accepted. I was accepted, and it was great. And I decided that I was going to go and get a master's in social work. Well, I applied for all these scholarships, and I got about $12,000 worth of scholarships, and I thought, I don't know if that's really enough, but I called the university, and I went down and I met my counselor, and I said, okay, so I'm ready to come to college, and I said, so how much is this going to cost me? I don't know exactly what we're talking about here, as far as like, how am I going to be able to work as a student? How much is it going to cost me? And she said that with the scholarship that I received for the 2 years in college, it was going to cost me $85,000. Now, or actually no, it was like $86,000. $86,000. So I couldn't go to school because I did not want to get into that kind of debt that late in my life. I was 46 at the time. It turned out well, though, because I moved here, and I met your mother, and the rest is history. But that's what I wanted to impart for this particular talk, and mainly it's about getting into the arts. I'll have some additional ones too. Okay, so we love you.